Christmas Eve 2023.
Hasn't the year gone quick?
It certainly has. We got up to a lot.
And you ought to be on me.
You heard the camera switch on, didn't you now? So we asked a while back on Instagram and Facebook and also on the YouTube community for you to send us some questions for our Christmas video. And we asked for specifically Christmas questions. So we printed them out. And Keith's going to ask the first one.
So, which toy or gift did you love most as a child?
Who asked that?
Asked by Richard C.
When you sent me this question, I was trying to think, to be honest. As a child, there's 3 presents I really remember. I got something, it's probably 1971. It was a space moon landing. It was more than a toy. It was quite interactive for its time. It was a big plastic lunar landscape with a battery operated fan and a little lunar module. And do you not want me to look at the Campervan now? And you had to blow a balloon up, and then you had to direct the fan to try and make the lunar module land on the lunar landscape. That was one. An adventure kit, which consisted of a water bottle, a pair of toy binoculars, and other outdoorsy type stuff, because I was really excited about the thought of camping. And my Mammoth traction engine. What about you?
I suppose my Scale Electric kit set.
Oh, I always wanted one.
I got at Christmas. But, yeah, that's what I really enjoyed. I also got a snooker table one year.
Right.
That was good.
Mini one.
Yeah, a mini one, not a full size one. The tabletop one. But yeah, my Scale Electric.
I've still got my Mammoth. We use that as an ornament now.
We do, don't we? Do you get Nab and Bay gifts? Again, that was asked by Victoria. 2 cups a day.
Oh, Vicky over in Canada.
We do, but it tends to be treats rather than
more like edible stuff, doesn't it? Right?
Bones.
We do get an occasional toy, but they've got so many. They don't really. They just like being part of the day, don't they?
What is the funniest thing that had ever happened to you at Christmas? Again by Victoria. 2 cups a day.
I can't think of any.
Well, one year my mum sent me out to post Christmas cards, and I didn't really want to. I was a stroppy teenager, and she made me. So I got on my bike and pedalled down the road, only to skid on in the snow, hit a tree, broke my collarbone, and then the rest of the Christmas I couldn't do anything because I was strapped up, and my Christmas dinner had to be chopped up for me. That's one.
That's a bit of an over top the way to get out of Christmas.
It is. The other funny thing, again as a teenager, I was invited to my friend's house for Christmas tea. And our house was very traditional. It was Christmas dinner at lunchtime, Christmas tea, salads and pork pies and things like that, cold meats at tea time. And when I got to my friend's house, it was a full Christmas dinner at tea time again. So
it's like something out of a comedy programme.
Yeah, it's a bit Vicky with Dibley when she's eating all of it. So I ended up eating two Christmas dinners, and being the first time around my friends for a meal, I was presented with a turkey drumstick, and I was very neatly trying to carve it away with knife and fork. And Steve's dad just said, "Keith, just pick it up." So yeah, there's 2 funny things.
That makes up for mine, because I really can't think of anything.
What is your favourite Christmas treat or dessert? And that's by Mickey Lawless, 1941.
Oh, Mickey from over in America. Hiya, Mickey. Favourite Christmas treat? Struggling to think of anything. We like a Christmas dinner, don't we?
We like Christmas dinner.
Chocolate orange. Terry's chocolate orange is always one that you've got to have at Christmas. I do like getting one of those.
Mince pies.
I've only got into mince pies the last couple of years.
Yes. Yeah, I like mince pies. Christmas pudding. I like all the Christmas trimmings.
Yes, so do I. Can't say too much about that because I know there's a question coming up about that. Terry's chocolate orange. I don't know if you're getting them over in America or not, but they're orange flavoured chocolate and
in segments. Like an orange, you hit it and it just splits open like an orange.
There's something that Nab's going to knock the camera. Nab.
He's doing his
tumble
his
dog yoga, tumble pups. Yeah, I can't really think of anything. We just buy what we like, really, don't we? And
this day and age, stuff isn't just Christmas
for Christmas
time,
no.
So you get things all the year round. But, Christmas pudding. I like Christmas pudding.
Take it or leave it.
Christmas cake.
You can take it or leave it. It's all flat fruit again, isn't it? Excuse me.
Do you both enjoy Christmas music during the holiday? Again, Mickey Lawless, 1941.
I like all the Christmas pop, going back from stuff from the 50s right through to modern day stuff. And I've got a massive playlist of Christmas stuff. I tend to play it while Keith's at work, the week running up to Christmas, the month running... quite a lot running up to Christmas. But then we don't tend to play it on Christmas Day, do we?
No, we have it in the background.
Yeah.
But, nothing major. But again, I like music because it's all old stuff. There's very few modern, up to date, latest this year's.
No, I mean,
artists producing Christmas records.
I tend to Google what the latest ones are, but there's nothing that I can really say that's really modern day.
You go back to Slade and
Elton John and
Chris Rea,
Paul McCartney, all those. But
it takes you back, and
I mean, there's I don't know whether it's going to be a question later on. There's one song that I particularly like, and I would say that you do as well, and that's "Fairy Tale of New York."
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favourite Christmas song. That's quite poignant this year, really, isn't it? Because Shane MacGowan's just died.
What is the wind speed of a coconut-laden swallow? Mickey Lawless, 1941.
I really don't know the answer to that, Mickey, and I don't know. I don't understand the question.
No, it might be an in joke.
It might be. I don't
know that.
Pass.
What are your favourite Christmas-themed videos to watch on YouTube, and why? Worm's Eye View.
Don't tend to watch Christmas-themed videos on
YouTube. No. I suppose it's occasionally when we're looking at the music again, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just watch the video.
The Christmas videos, Christmas pop videos more than anything.
Again,
I would think. Yeah.
Fairy Tale of New York springs to mind.
Yeah. Last Christmas by Wham. They're the usual go-to kind of videos at Christmas to look at. Or if something crops up in conversation, we'll perhaps look on YouTube, see if there's anything about it. But Christmas markets I'll occasionally look at in different places.
What are some of your favourite Christmas traditions or activities?
I thought I was going to get an answer out of her then. I'm a bit funny about Christmas, aren't I?
I like going for a walk on Boxing Day. That was always a tradition at home. We'd spend Christmas Day just opening presents and eating too much, and then Boxing Day we'd all usually go down to Delamere Forest, which is up near Warrington and Cheshire, and go for a good walk. What else? Then as I got older, there used to be a rugby match, usually Boxing Day, Warrington, So I used to go to that with Steve, and that's about it, really.
I mean, nowadays we tend to get up, have kind of croissants for breakfast, isn't it? Usually, kind of thing. And then I always want to delay the day, so it's never opening presents first thing, is it? It's like I kind of like to drag it out, but that's just because I had a lot of horrible Christmases, so I like to make it last.
What are your favourite Christmas memory, or what is your favourite Christmas memory from childhood or adulthood? Again, Worm's Eye View.
I remember I must have been 4, maybe 3, I don't know. But my sister was a really good artist, and I remember one Christmas, I must have been 3 or 4 because it's before we moved down south. And my sister painted some big, on cardboard, massive Father Christmases and snowmen. And they were well, they probably weren't that big, but they were as big as me at the time. And they were stuck up all around the living room wall. And that's a real memory. What about you?
Well, I've said about Christmas dinner and
Yeah.
breaking my collarbone. But I suppose really, it's, I don't know. I suppose one of them was, as a student, always the last week of the term, we had Mud came to Sheffield Uni and played a concert. And that was always...
They were big in the 70s.
They were big in the 70s, late 70s. And it was always Lonely This Christmas and as the last song, and as you were parting ways through...
If you don't know Mud, they were a kind of, not rockabilly,
Glam rock.
glam rock, weren't they? But the Lonely This Christmas song, if you don't know it, he sounds very much like Elvis in parts of it, doesn't he?
Yes.
Christmas Day, Top of the Pops.
Yeah, end of university, I suppose. End of term at university was a memory. If you could create a new Christmas movie, what would the plot be about, and who would be in it? Who would star in it? Again, Worm's Eye View.
You got some funny questions, Philippa. You're expecting to say in a camper van, but
no idea.
I don't know. Not really. I'm certainly not really big into all the Christmas movies as such. I mean, watch a few, but so I couldn't even think of a plot line to
go on.
No. I mean, I know there are some questions coming up about Christmas movies, but no, I can't think of a plot line or who would be in it, to be honest.
No.
Sorry.
We'd have to star in our own.
We would.
What is your favourite Christmas song? And when driving, do you sing it aloud or mime it? That's by Buttercup Creation Art.
Well, I think we've already mentioned, both of us, Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues and Kirsty MacColl.
We do sing to that.
We do sing
we do kill it.
But we kill it badly. And actually, we were saying about Shane MacGowan died the other week, and you were actually saying at work that your boss didn't know the song.
No.
And he was trying to ask you how it went.
How it started. And
you couldn't think.
Although it's in my head, and I couldn't actually verbalise how it went.
And then you came home, didn't you? And you asked me, and I was like, I don't know.
I don't know how it actually starts.
No.
You know the verses and
yeah,
and that and the choruses. You're not actually how it starts.
I think that's still got to be my favourite Christmas song. Band Aid, of course, the original Band Aid.
I like Driving Home for Christmas.
Yeah, you like Chris Rea.
I used to put that on when I used to drive home for Christmas, either from Nottingham up to my parents in Warrington or from Sheffield over. But yes, I used to sing that loud.
December Will Be Magic Again by Kate Bush, but I'm a big Kate Bush fan. But I think it's got to be the Pogues. It's always the first one I like to hear when Christmas is coming.
Christmas is started.
Yeah, when you hear that, yeah.
Which do you prefer, a real tree or an artificial one? And do you take hours to decorate it, or just throw everything at it and say it's perfect. Again, Buttercup Creation Art.
I'll let you do this one first.
I always had an artificial Christmas tree, or did have, and it came up and we'd decorate it. And it wasn't a massive event in the house. I always had it when an artificial one. Then we got together and we had a real one.
We've had both, haven't we?
We had both.
Growing up, quite often decorations didn't go up, and that's because my sister and brother were a lot older and they'd left home, and it was just me with a older mum and dad who didn't really bother with Christmas that much. So it's funny. So unless I put a little artificial tree up, nothing went up. And then when we got together, I was like, I really want a real tree. When I was married to the other person, and the kids were little, we had real trees, and then we got together, I liked a real tree, but these days
we were looking at real trees. They don't last that long, they can be expensive, so we have a Christmas.
We've got a decent artificial tree now.
We think it's decent.
Well, we think it's decent, yeah. It's decent for us.
Yeah. It serves its purpose. Although this year we were toying with the idea of buying a real one again. So.
And as for decorating it, that depends. Usually, I take a long time. Usually, this living room is
really OTT,
and this year I really couldn't be bothered, so it was just chuck a few things on it, basically.
And I leave it to Daryl because knowing how he likes to decorate Christmas trees in the past. I just leave it to you. But
I must admit, the tree was here for a few days, and all the decorations were over in the other corner. I was like, I can't be bothered. So, but then I think you got home on Monday, didn't you? So I'll decorate your tree for you.
Do you have a favourite Christmas film?
Going back to what I said before, not really big into Christmas films, but we saw one.
It's a new
one that's just been released this year, and it's a little bit different, isn't it?
But it takes the Die Hard Christmas film to another level.
Yeah, it's a cross between Die Hard and Home Alone.
So it is funny in time and places.
Yeah.
It's action packed.
And what's it called?
Violent Night.
Violent Night, yeah, and it's really good. We never watched Stranger Things, but apparently it's got one of the guys out of Stranger Things in it.
If you want to go soppy, then Last Christmas, what was that one?
Last Christmas, which is one that we watched first last year, and we watched it again earlier this year, which is
set to Wham music.
Yeah, it's set to a lot of the Wham music, and then there are a couple British ones again. I mean, Last Christmas is British, isn't it? Another couple of British ones. One we've not seen yet, but I think we'll probably like. We saw, which is the second one in the series, which was called Your Christmas or Mine. Saw the original one last year, and there's a new one just been released, which we've not seen yet, but quite like that one. That's quite funny, but it's very British humour as well. That's about it, I think. I'm not really, like I say, big on Christmas films. Not really big on films, full stop, to be honest.
Sprouts or no Sprouts?
Oh, Sprouts.
It's got to be Sprouts. Christmas dinner. Because not only that, but they make brilliant bubble and squeak.
Yeah, and block your ears if you don't like cringe, but I liked mashed sprout sandwiches or butties. Mashed sprout butties, white bread, thick, loads of butter on it. Mash the sprouts into them and eat it as a sandwich.
And that was asked by David Copeland.
Yes, sprouts all the way.
Yeah. What does this year's Christmas Day look like? That's Getaway Geese, Stu and Jane.
It's going to be a quieter one. It's just us, isn't it?
Which is going to be quiet again. At the moment, they are tend to be.
Yeah. I mean, we don't see family or anything on Christmas Day because they're all quite distant, aren't they? Yeah. The ones we do see. Us and the dogs.
Get
up.
We just
breakfast and just PJ day.
Yeah, PJ day.
Couple of dog walks.
Get dressed, take the dogs out, and that's about it, isn't it?
Light the fire, light the log burner, Breakfast.
And then the rest of the morning's getting ready for dinner.
Yeah, yeah. But we have got an air fryer, so that makes things a bit quicker, doesn't it?
It does. We think.
We hope.
Any van life presents on the wish list? And that's again Getaway Geese, Stu and Jane. Well, we bought ourselves a new sink.
Yeah, we bought the stone sink that you might have seen in
My
the
stone sink. But,
Yeah, that's quite nice.
apart from that,
I did order a gas-powered shower earlier this year, but then I cancelled the order because I thought, to be honest, we've never needed one in the 5-6 years that we've had the van, so I just thought, well, actually, for 350 quid or whatever it was, it wasn't worth the money.
we looked at them when we first converted the van, weren't we?
Yeah.
But, no, we managed with a good wash, don't we?
Yeah. As for van life presents wish list for Christmas, no, because if we need something, we tend to buy it, don't we?
Yeah.
Or if we don't need something, we tend to buy it. Like the sink. We didn't need a new sink, but we just liked it.
How has your perception of Christmas changed since childhood? One flew over the window. One flew by the window.
You were going to say one flew over the cuckoo's
I
nest.
was.
I'll let you answer that one first.
I suppose as you get older, you see that it's more commercialised. I suppose it always was, because it's always been the number one toy to get the kids for Christmas and things like that. And so it's always been a little bit motivated like that. But to me, it has become a lot more commercialised.
It starts too early.
It certainly does start too early. The kids haven't really got back to school in the summer, and it's Christmas adverts and things. So it is commercialised. It's spread out over
Too many months.
too long a period. It's Christmas should be short, sharp, full of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
A few days, and then
I think
back to
when
normal.
I was a kid, Christmas started, or the run up to Christmas started with school, when you started doing nativity plays and making Christmas decorations and all. And that was it. Now, like Keith says, it's too commercial, it starts too early.
Christmas at home, my house, and my birthday's at the beginning of December, and Mum and Dad always refused anything to do with Christmas till after my birthday. So the decorations didn't go up or anything until the weekend after after my birthday.
And we've kept that up.
And we've
now.
kept that up, to be fair.
We don't do anything.
So-
Even if we get early Christmas cards, in case they're birthday cards for Keith,
not open.
we don't open them.
But the downside of that, as I've grown older, my Christmas shopping is very much truncated. So I sometimes panic. What do you want for Christmas?
He often panics, and
What do you want for tomorrow?
he asks me, what do you want for Christmas? And I daren't look at anything in shops now because he'll just buy it thinking, oh, you like that, and it's quite often not the case.
It's a running joke, isn't it? I don't do that.
He's bought me a kettle in the past. He's bought me a frying pan in the past.
Useful things.
But as I say before, my childhood was a bit funny because my parents are older, so Christmas was just, they'd been there, done that with the other two. I enjoy Christmas a lot more. I've enjoyed Christmas for the last 20 years a lot more. No, that's a lie, because I did enjoy Christmas when I was married and we had the kids, and the kids were young before we separated. But then I had a really rough few years, and I've enjoyed Christmas for the last 20 years when I've been with this one. I look forward to Christmas now.
Is it that long?
I look forward to Christmas now, and I enjoy Christmas, even if we're not doing anything much.
It's just time, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is the worst Christmas day that you've ever had?
Oh,
That's by Jarvis and me.
Being on my own. There are a few Christmases where I was on my own. One, when I was ill, I was living in a flat on my own, and I was ill, so I couldn't go and see anyone. No one came to see me, and that was a long, long day. And then when I separated from the my wife, and I'd see the kids for an hour on Christmas Day, and that'd be it. And leaving them when they were still unwrapping their presents and everything was always horrible. Yeah, they were my worst Christmases.
I suppose the worst ones is when we got divorced and Gina had the kids. Tended not to see them on Christmas then. But I was fortunate. I have been fortunate because either the family would get together at my mum's, mum and dad's in Warrington, or when Janet, my sister, had kids, we all went down to her place and spent Christmas down there. So I've never been on my own.
Nice. It's not nice.
There's always been somewhere to go. But I suppose that the worst one is that having had kids and been part of their Christmas, then not to be part of their Christmas.
I always remember one where we'd met and you didn't find out till the day after that I'd been on my own on Christmas Day. And you said, "Why didn't you tell me?"
Yeah, well... Would you ever spend Christmas in your van? And that's spending the inheritance.
I think I would have to say no.
Not Christmas Day.
No.
Christmas, no. Purely for the fact that we like Christmas dinner.
Yeah, we like Christmas dinner, and
there's only so much you can do in a one pot.
I would say we like Christmas telly, but to be honest, there's not that much decent on telly these days. But no, it's nice. It's nice getting up, having the heating on or lighting the fire. It's always nice to have the fire lit on Christmas Day anyway.
And just slobbing
around basically, yeah. So definitely no. I mean, I think we've started with the New Year in the van, haven't we?
Yes, we tend to go away in the New Year. Again, a long weekend.
Not that we ever stay up till midnight, but
no, we're getting too old. So no, probably not Christmas Day,
Christmas.
But around Christmas. Do you prefer to send and receive Christmas cards, or are you okay with sending and getting digital cards? Sometimes, sunshine, sometimes.
That's a difficult one.
Sometimes, yes. Sunshine, sometimes. I like the cards.
I'm a traditionalist with cards, yes. I like getting cards. I like sending cards.
I send a lot.
Yeah.
You moan at me every year. Have you seen the price of a stamp?
Oh, it's cost us nearly 50 quid on postage this year. But no, it's nice to send cards. I mean, we're a bit...
That's partly all the decoration that we have. Yeah. Christmas cards hanging on a string. But my sister sends digital cards, and it is also nice to get those because they are different.
Yeah, they're quite entertaining, aren't they?
Entertaining, yeah. So,
but I like a physical card. I like to read what people have written in it, and quite often, I mean, we send a newsletter out every year because we don't see people that often, so it's nice. I mean, you've got a lot of friends, haven't you, around the country, and I've got friends dotted around who we don't see for years on end. So we like to send a Christmas newsletter out with what's happened that year, and people send us newsletters, or they'll write a bit of news in the card, and that's always nice. You don't get that with a digital card, do you?
No.
Yeah, and I like hearing the letterbox going, how many cards have we got today? I'm a big kid, really.
What is the best thing about Christmas for you two? And that's hang on, I can't read this bit. By Fiddling Catherine. So what is the best thing about Christmas for you two? By Fiddling Catherine.
Just being with you.
Yeah, it is.
It's just nice.
We do enjoy, believe it or not, we do enjoy each other's company.
It can just be us around each other, which is nice. Not putting on any airs or graces for anyone. We do enjoy each other's company. At the end of the day, that is it, isn't it? I mean, people sometimes think, but you don't argue. And we're like, we don't really, do we?
No.
We'll disagree occasionally about things, but yeah, it's just being together and just having that time where
it's much couple of days, the pace of life is just slows down.
Because when we're away in the van, pace of life isn't slow, is it? Because we're always going on to the next thing. And
I mean, I worked in the food industry, so running up to Christmas was manic. And then it was really up here and then flat. And then I had to travel to either my sisters or parents, and things like that. So, and then it would all start again. But yeah, it's just
a nice slow day,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, a couple of days.
Yeah.
It is spoilt by shops opening on Boxing Day. Christmas Day and Boxing Day used to be everything's shut, and you couldn't do any more. You had to make your own entertainment. You could have walks.
But now, I mean, we always buy too much in. I'm guilty of always buying too much in food-wise, which is ridiculous these days because Boxing Day, you can usually find a shop open where you can buy anything you need.
Another funny story about Christmas. Remind me. My mum and dad used to get their turkey from friends that had a farm, and he'd just get some turkeys in and rear them up for Christmas. And one year, they were all huge, and I mean huge. And Jim maintained that rather than week-old chicks, he was sold 2-week-old chicks, so they were at 1 week on.
And turkeys grow quick and big.
To get it in the oven, my mum had to cut it in half lengthways, so we had it was huge.
I can just imagine.
I think it's about 40 pounds.
Your mum was only little. It must have been about as big as her.
We had to cut it in half to get it in the oven. It wouldn't just go in the oven one way or another. So,
as big as Bay.
Probably bigger. So that's another funny story about Christmas. What's the best thing about Christmas? We said that one, haven't we?
Yeah.
When do you start your Christmas shopping, and do you go all out on buying each other gifts, or keep it simple? And by Jarvis and me. Well, I think we've started answering that one. It doesn't start till after my birthday. I then panic because I've got no ideas what I'm doing, and time's running out, and you're not very good at giving suggestions. Tell me what you want.
I've told him what I want. All I want is him.
So it tends to be more simple on my side. You tend to go OTT a little bit.
January. Probably the second week in January. First week in January, we buy the Christmas cards. Because they're always reduced.
And we got some nice ones this
We
year.
have, yeah. We bought some really nice ones in January this year. So if you've had a Christmas card off us, it was bought in the sales. I tend to... Keith calls me an elephant sometimes, and not for the reason you're thinking, you filthy lot.
Just look at that trunk.
If Keith says he likes something, it can be any time of the year. It logs in here, or I'll make a note on my phone, and I'll kind of fish a few months on to see whether he still likes it or whatever.
What happens if I change my mind?
It's not bought usually. Well, occasionally things are bought, but they go on a list of stuff. So mentally, I buy stuff. I usually probably start about September actually buying physical presents, and then they get put away in a cupboard, and then I think, bloody hell, I bought a lot. So yeah, I go a bit OTT, but again, I had some horrible Christmases, so I love Christmas now. Even though I whinged about putting the tree up this year.
And I suppose, to be fair, as you get older, it's more for the kids, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
it is. Yeah.
When I was with the kids got all the presents, and you just take a back seat.
Yeah, it's funny though, because I get torn with, do I buy practical stuff for Keith, or do I buy stuff I think he'll just like? It's difficult, isn't it, when you're older, knowing what to buy people. And
like you said earlier, if we want something,
we buy it.
We tend to buy it.
Yeah, if we can afford it, we'll buy it.
Yeah. It's not something that you put on a list to wish for.
And there's only so many pairs of socks you can get through in a week.
What?
Reversed.
And when you are Christmas shopping, do you prefer to visit shops or do you do it online? 3 dogs in a boat.
3 dogs in a boat.
That would be fun. Getting the dogs in a boat.
It'd be fun getting Nab in a boat. A bit of both, I think. If I'm Christmas shopping in September, October, November, I like to have a mooch around the shops. Not that we do very often these days, do we?
Well, you do. You've got the time. I don't.
Well, yeah, but I don't.
We don't go into town.
We don't go into towns. We don't. I mean, town is the city, Nottingham. We don't tend to go in much, but online's so much easier. But at the same time, like we've said for years and years and years on videos wherever we've been, we like to support local businesses, don't we?
But that is the problem with online shopping. I mean, people go and compare things and have a look at what they're wanting, and very often you can find it a little bit cheaper online.
Yeah.
And so much easier.
I must admit, I have used Etsy a bit this year, and not on the high street, but so again, that's online shopping, isn't it? But at least they're more personal businesses rather than the big giants like the rainforest people.
And that's the end of the questions. So,
thank you for those. Just a little bit something different for you for a Christmas video, rather than the bog standard hello, happy Christmas, this is what we've done and whatever.
And it's just really just us to wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
We do.
And a Happy New Year.
And we hope that
wherever you are.
And whatever you're doing on Christmas Day, because I know some won't be spending it with family, some won't be spending it with friends, some will possibly be on your own. So we hope we've brought a little bit of fun to your Christmas with us taking the mickey out of each other a bit again.
And if you are on your own, why not sort of chat on WhatsApp or something like that to somebody?
Yeah, because it's
just to say hello.
I can honestly say, I if you're on your own, I know exactly what you're going through, for whatever reason you're going through it, because it's not nice. So we're thinking of you, and just make the best of it that you can. And for everyone else, think of those people who are on their own, and if you've got a neighbour who's on their own, an elderly neighbour or whatever, just give them a knock and invite them in for a cup of tea or whatever, because it makes a world of difference. But on that note, we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Wherever you're doing, wherever you are, and let's hope it snows.
Yeah, that would be nice. Especially when we go away for New Year and we get stuck on the top of a hill. I would say that Nab and Bay will also say Merry Christmas to you, but they're both spark out now.
Yeah, so.
Take
All
care.
the best. Take care. Bye
See you in 2024.